What's up, guys? It's Rich, back to another First Descendant video for you. Today we're talking about some of the basic information and understanding for the firearms in this game. I know a lot of people are trying this game for the first time since it's free to play, and a lot of people have never really played Destiny or Warframe before, so I'm going to do my best to explain to them what this game is in terms of the ammo system, the damage system, and stuff like that you're looking for. It's going to be really simple, nothing too deep. I want to keep it simple kind of for new players to understand, so hopefully this helps you out, guys. If you do find this helpful, I do have my supporter code for this game linked down below, so make sure you guys check that out. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the basic things. Number one I want to talk about is on the right of these guns, you'll see the ammo type. So the purple ones are the high power rounds, the orange one is special rounds. There is different ammo types in the game. The way you can tell what ammo type you're looking for your gun is once you kill mobs, they'll drop these little boxes or little cubes that is colorized per the ammo for that gun. Most of the time these special rounds are much stronger, so you're only going to have a very limited amount of them, so you got to pick and choose how you want to use them, because these guns are going to be flat out stronger, but they use a higher power round, so it's very rare that you have abundance of ammo like you do for the regular one. A couple of stats I want to talk about with each of the guns as well is the DPS number is one of the big important factors you need to be looking at. So 2,222, that's a lot of twos in this one. So that's your DPS number, go up, number good. That's a good thing you're definitely looking for, is your damage per second, is how much damage this gun is outputting. A couple more stats you want to look at down there are the firearm attack. That's kind of the base damage number it's giving you. So for your stats, if you have a firearm attack, so 340, if I were to take this off and switch this with a different gun, you'll notice that the with a different AR, excuse me, the firearm attack is 226. You'll notice the attack base stat is going down. So that's definitely one of the stats you want to be looking out for. You have stats like the firearm critical hit damage multiplier, so you have a 4.2% chance with this gun to hit a critical hit. So that's extra damage you're gonna be doing on top of the base damage with the normal bullets. So a critical hit is always important to have. Obviously, when you're aiming for headshots, you're getting more damage as well, so make sure you're taking your aim and hitting those shots. When clicking into a gun, you'll see your inventory of guns here that you collected from the different levels or quests you've done. So to the bottom left of each gun, you'll have a little symbol that tells you the level of the gun that it was dropped at. Essentially, it's a level 10 gun. Obviously, you'll see I have guns from level 1 up to level 10 because of the quests I've completed. I'm up to level 10 right now. And also, whatever you want to do with your guns, if you want to junk them or sell them to gold, you have that option. Obviously, it's your gear, your kit, so you get that option if you want to fill up your inventory. If you notice on the bottom here, amount of owned equipment, so my inventory slots are 77, and I've got 69 items out of 77. There's 34 guns I have in here, so that's what that means. The next system I want to talk about is the module system. I think a lot of people don't really understand how this works, so the best way I can explain this is in each of these guns, you'll have different modules that's going to impact the way the gun feels and plays. So whenever you have a gun, you want to hover to the right of it, you'll see this little screen here. This is the module screen. You'll click on that, and then on this screen right here, you're going to have different settings. So this is pretty neat. So if you want to have different builds, different classes for that gun, whether you're fighting different mobs or different bosses, it'll be easy to toggle in between these two settings for whatever gun build you want to have. So in each of these, you're going to have a couple things you're going to look at. I'm going to take all of these off to make it as simple as possible for you. The main thing you're looking for on the right here is module capacity. So details, that's how many each of these take up a module capacity slot. So on top of these, they're all 6, 6, 5. So each of these are going to take up a total of 2 of these is going to be 12. So you'll notice that my module capacity is now 12. That's important to look at when you're trying to combine and build the gun specifically to something you're going to be using for one of the higher end boss fights or something of that nature. However, early game, it's really simple. You kind of just want to put the things that gives you a number up. You're not really trying to strategize too much such early game because you're trying to level up and get towards that end game status. So which each of these also max capacity up, energy activated use count. So each of these are going to have different stats. Some of them are going to be more difficult in terms of how many impacts they give you. Additionally, though, when you're leveling up your mastery rank, so you see your module capacity is at 31. If you leave this right here and you go to mastery rank 3, you'll notice that each of these mastery ranks gives you more weapon module slots. So mastery is really important for this game in terms of maxing out your weapons and your builds. You want to make sure you keep going to your mastery rank and leveling that up because it'll give you the opportunity to put more things in there. Each of these has its own different benefits and stats, right? So like I said, at the top of them, it tells you how much energy it's going to cost, essentially, how much capacity, right? And then you can hover it, and then you can see specifically what each of these is going to do. Module socket type Xantic, special rounds. So this specifically works for, obviously, this gun I have. Obviously, it's only going to show you the guns for this gun for current weapon only. If you uncheck that, then you can see some more, but obviously, it's going to show you every single one you have, and you can't use every single one, so you want to make sure you have that click. That makes it easier for you to organize it. So for example, I'll keep it basic and understanding is something like fire rate up. So fire rate plus 6%. So you see how I have 2 of these as well. So times 2. I can't go ahead and use 2 of them. It's only going to limit it to 1. So if you want to make sure you use fire rate, you want to make sure you put that in there. You right click on it and it's going to give you a boost of fire rate plus 6%. You'll see the stats applied value on the left here. So plus 6% of a fire rate buff. And let's say we want to do toxic attack plus 20%, but then it also brings down the fire rate minus 6%. So this kind of equals out this, but it also gives me some toxic attack. However, my character doesn't really use toxic, so it's kind of not really a win-win for me. So some of these drops, each of these modules gets dropped from bosses and or raids, so that's going to be a little bit different as far as what you want to get. However, like I said, you kind of try and build it to your own specific class, and with this one, for example, this isn't really my class. Toxic isn't an ability I use, but there's stuff like this. So firearm attack plus 12%, this is definitely one I want to pair it with. So now my base attack and my DPS has gone up. If you notice, I'll take that off, minus 145, and then I put this back in. It gives me a plus 125 boost. So having rifle reinforcement is going to give me some nice additional DPS buffs, as well as a fire rate up. So fire rate up as well gives me some nice DPS benefits. So all of these are going to give me nice stats boosts to my gun. You kind of want to build the gun, like I said, however you want to put it. But right now I'm just going to put all these in there because it doesn't hurt me at all, because I'm not even close to maxing out the module capacity, so it doesn't hurt to have them in there right now. However, I could get rid of the toxic one because I don't want to have the toxic attack in there, because it specifically doesn't really play with my character. So that's the module system. You're looking at the module capacity. You're looking at the stats, benefits it does you. Right now, it's really simple. As you play through the campaign and play through the story, you want to see number go up. That's the simplest way to put it. And then you want to keep attaching them to your gun. If you want to pick them up, you'll get them from raids and bosses and missions that you get completed. It's not a guaranteed drop for each of those, so it's like a randomized drop. That's how these games work. It's like a looter shooter, so you're just playing the game of hopefully getting the good drop you're looking for in your gun and or build. Additionally, and I won't really dive into too much in this video because I wanted to keep this kind of a firearm video, Descendants have their own modules as well. So each of your characters has modules you can additionally put into it, and it's the same type of system. So module capacity, each of these gives me additional stats and buffs, as you can see on the left here with under applied value. So that about wraps it up, guys. I wanted to keep it as simple as possible for you guys. I didn't want to keep this too complicated. I wanted to keep this towards new players, kind of a base understanding of how the weapon system works, how the module system works, what they're looking for in terms of drops and uses. Hopefully this helped you out, guys. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to drop that like, drop that sub for more of this content of the First Descendant. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I am enjoying playing the game, and I'm excited to play through it. Make sure you guys swing over to the Twitch stream. I'll have drops going there, so I'll be live with that as well. So make sure you guys stop by. I appreciate you guys. As always, thanks for all the love. Peace.